First, our report out of the closed session. We voted 4 and 1 to settle case number 202-1040-875 and 202-105-0870. And the 4-1 vote is settled. Procedural issues, a recording of this meeting is being made and shall be kept for 30 days as public record. Everybody please stand for the pledge of allegiance. Roll call. I am here. Bob Insolette is remote in here. Mr. Bender, you are here. Yes. Sunny, you are here. And Dwayne Moore is here. We need a motion to approve the agenda. Motion by Ms. Hepburn. Seconded by Moore. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Thank you. No RTA tonight? And CSEA? No report. No report. CEO, Mr.
Well, since our last meeting, what was it? I'll start over. We started negotiating with RTA last week to start going through the contract, all that. Pleasant experience. We'll continue later on, I believe August 6th. Either that or I have the wrong day on my calendar. But anyways, we've gotten starting to get school supplies in for Title I and all of that. So fairly soon, this room will be filled with boxes from Amazon and supplies and stuff. As we begin to package everything and get it ready for families in need and all that sort of thing for the start of the year. Make sure that coming off of COVID and Larry loss and all that everybody has adequate supply for what they need and don't need it with them. And that is about it for my group. I just want to thank food service and transportation and everybody. Just worked this hard to get everything done without, that without teachers and stuff, the classified to support it. It wouldn't have happened.
Thank you. This is the Superintendent of Instruction. Encourage you. Listen.
Hi. Everyone, I'm really excited to start my new position. The first day back from my vacation was Monday, so just getting my feet wet and meeting with the man and getting all caught up on what's going on. I was able to yesterday and today attend the and I can tell you that the teachers, there's 22 teachers from the elementary school that have been attending. It's been since the KCUSLS. And they've been focusing on combining science with English language arts and how to do that and what that would look like. And they've shown them sample lessons and find they have a 5-step lesson that they do that really gets the students involved in the educational process. So the students are learning themselves rather than listening to teachers. They're thinking the thoughts themselves and working through the science. And it's just a great experience. The teachers are really enjoying it. For example, one of the things that they did, they were reading one of the 5th grade stories from their literature was a part of the spin tail thing, and they have come up with a prosthetic tail fin for it. And so that's one of the stories in the literature book. And then what they did is that they have little mechanical toys that where the fins and the tails actually move and they'll swim in the water. And they had
and then they actually put it in water to see if it was going to make it work. They had to walk through that whole process. And it's a
there's a lot of note taking that the students would be doing. So it really gave some really good examples for the teachers to just take back and visually see what the blue should look like for our students. And it's just really powerful. So the next 2 days will be the secondary. And I think we have about 11, if I remember correctly, Barbara, that are attending that one. And so I'm looking forward to getting to see what theirs looks like as well. So yeah, it was a really great experience, and I know the teachers are really enjoying being there. Great.
Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources.
Good evening. Heading into the home stretch here, we have several professional developments. Mrs. Lacey spoke about the science. In the coming week, we have Capturing Kids' Hearts, which will be next Thursday and Friday. And then we will have a sort of a beginner session. And then for those that have already participated, there will be a session 2. And then the first week of August, we have a multitude of trainings for new teachers and our veteran teachers, as well as we are adopting new science and social studies curriculum, English at the high school, social studies at Tropico. So there will be lots of different opportunities for teachers during that first week for training. IT department will be doing some technology training as well, training new teachers on Aries. And then I believe that Dan was going to go into some Google training then as well. On the HR side, we still have some positions to fill, so we're going to be scheduling some interviews and getting those done. Hopefully we'll be able to get those on the board agenda by the 4th, so that everybody will be able to start and maybe go on to that.
Thank you. Superintendent.
I want to welcome everyone who's joining us this evening, including Mr. Vincelet. Good to see Mr. Vincelet. I want to remind all of our parents that registration is currently happening at our Ed Services Department during the day. They only break, I think, during lunch. So if you have not registered your children for school, we will begin probably August 11th with in-person instruction. So please make it to the Ed Services Department. As Mr. Irving mentioned, we are organizing some backpacks and supplies to give away to our students who really have a need. So if you, once we release that information, if your children are in need of supplies for the school year, please let us know so we can make sure that your child gets a nice backpack filled with various school supplies. I also want to thank all of our site leaders, instructional leaders, our teachers, and our staff who have dedicated 6 weeks of summer to making 2 sessions of summer school a huge success. We are in week 6. This is our last week for summer school. And I also want to thank all of our school psychologists, our mental health therapists, our director of special education, all of our transportation workers, and of course our child nutrition department who has worked really hard to make these 2 sessions a huge success. All in all, we had over 1,100 some students attending both sessions, and the kids seem to be, I spent some time over at RES, and you saw a lot of smiles on the kids who were there for summer school. So I want to just say thank you to everybody who gave up their time this summer to make it a huge success. I also want to say that I'm sorry that Mr. Larry Tanksley could not join us this evening, but I wanted to present to him a plaque on behalf of the Board of Trustees. So the plaque reads, Southern Kern Unified School District Superintendent and Board of Trustees recognizes Larry Tanksley with deep appreciation for distinguished service and quality leadership as a member of the Board of Trustees from September 2019 to June 2021. And I just want to say thank you very much, Mr. Tanksley. You were a great board member to work with. I appreciate all your the committee work you did with me, and I also want to just say thank you for serving your community, and especially the service you gave to the students in Southern Kern. So we will make sure that Mr. Tanksley gets this plaque on behalf of the board. Thank you.
Board communication. Start with Sunni. Just say hi.
Hi. What are you guys doing out there? Great, great.
I do want to say that my daughter was in summer school at Colorado, and she loved it. During, the distance learning, it was really difficult. But she comes home every day, she's happy. She said, I went to therapy today, I love it. He's like, what are you doing? She's having a good time, and I'm really looking forward to it. So thank you.
I just want to say welcome aboard. Well, you've been aboard, but I guess got a different lifestyle, I'd say. Congratulations. I wasn't here last week because I had surgery and all that. I was resting, but I'm feeling much better. I was able to drive the bus today without any pain or injuries, so I think I'm back to normal. And I just want to tell the kiddos in summer school, keep pushing. Thank you for going, and enjoy the rest of your summer for the ones that aren't there, and let's start hard and strong on August 11th.
Me too. I also have a granddaughter. She's really enjoying it. I guess they're having a good time. That's good. They need to enjoy going to school. So I'd like to say thank you for everyone that's tuned in and watching us, and can't wait till we can have it in person and get everybody back here.
Just want to thank everybody who's been working real hard with summer school and lesson. Thank you for joining us. And Sunni, thank you for coming aboard with us. And with that, I hope everybody has a good summer. And get back to school in like 2 weeks. Amazing how fast summer's gone by. Do we have any comments from the public?
No, we don't.
I will dispense with that burden. Consent items, A through M. Does anybody have any questions?
No. I'm still waiting for motion?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. So we make motion.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Moore. Second by Bender. All in favor? Aye. Ayes. Approved change order with medallions.
Roosevelt Elementary School, 3 classroom kindergarten building extension. Mr. School explained that to us.
Alright, so building extension.
Over the course of the project, there have been some things as they excavated, they found, like we talked about, previously, the Kern pipe that ended up having a process that we had to have removed. Along similar things that they've, had to do, there was a gas line running underneath where building I was, foundation is supposed to go. So that is one of the, CCDs or construction change directives, so if you, let me change pages on my agenda so I make sure I don't speak out of turn. So there are 4 items that at CCD so far. One of them is with the district has requested that we add conduit to everything for building H, I, and J, so that and there's an additional 2-inch conduit. So in the future, if needed, we're able to run wiring or cabling underground and the transit pipe will removed. What else? There was a additional gas pressure valve requested by the inspector of record so that they could test the pressure in the lines. So that didn't really have a real option of whether or not to do that if the inspector of records asking us to do this so that he can make sure that the gas line can sustain the amount of pressure. And then also related to the gas, like I already mentioned, underneath the I, there's a $12,000 worth of work to figure out in the, let me make sure that make sure I use the right terminology here. On the as-built for RES, it has the gas line off the that wound up running underneath building I where it's supposed to go. It has that gas line somewhere else. So there was work, exploratory work to figure out, okay, where's this gas line going and where's it coming from, as well as work to reroute that so that it is somewhere not located directly under a classroom building. So all in all, it's $27,757.66 of change orders for those 4 items. Any questions on any of that?
And that will resolve all the issues with the pipe, this will be saved, and then the other issues.
Yeah. So it's been rerouted and is.
They were unforeseen things about how when they started digging.
And all of this is within within the overall budget of the project. It's all within the contingency money we have set aside of. When it comes to these construction projects, there's always something that nobody thought of, or that, you start digging and then you find out there's a pipe down here that has asbestos in it that, nobody planned on. So we have set aside approximately $150,000 of funds of the project money just set aside of these things that, as they come up, that we haven't budgeted every penny, and then, fingers crossed, tapping on horseshoes everywhere we go that we, got all of the good luck on our side of getting us through the end of the day.
Now, the valve inspector we put in, is that something that's going to be permanent, or is that for testing?
It will be a permanent addition, but the valve was needed to keep, or not keep, but to isolation valve for pressure testing is.
I mean, they got a pressure check the line, I understand that, make sure it holds the pressure, but if it's being added just for the inspection.
No, it'll stay after the inspection, but yeah. But the contractor had to, outside of the scope of what they've already done, go out and find the valve and all that.
So it's a valve that's going to be used for us to shut the gas off later on in life, and not just for this test.
Correct, yes.
Just for the test, that's.
No, it's
too bad, it's going to get pumped.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
This gas line, is it being capped or moved?
Rerouted.
Okay,
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I was curious about.
I make a motion to approve it.
Motion by Bender,
I'll second.
second by Moore. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Approved American modular proposal for various changes totaling $50,590.
Alrighty, so not included in the original plans for our modular building was to have floor boxes cut out so that various IT implements and any technical jargon connections, all of that currently in the classrooms over there. I just want to make sure I get the wording right. If you look at what's already built, all those rooms have boxes that have everything connected for the
projectors and audio visual equipment.
So that instead of cables running out like our microphone wires here, all of it's housed underneath where there's no tripping hazard or any damage to it can happen that way. So anyway, those there weren't plans on the original EMS buildings to have those floor boxes cut out prior to arrival. And this change order is to prevent from them setting a foundation, getting the building on site, and then having to cut the floor box here where it'll be much more expensive to do once the building's set, because then not only are we going through the building, then we're having to cut through foundation and all of that before it happens, so we can kind of get in front of it. And there's also a little bit of change to get the carpet to max the factory default of what's in those modulars to the rest of that campus with the multicolored with gray in there, and then the spots of or squares of a bright color so that it all ties together in its uniform instead of.
We're talking about 4 boxes. Are we talking about for the plugs and the little boxes? Or are we talking about a manhole to get down in there?
No, every room is going to have a couple extra boxes in for the IT department to be able to look up their projectors, their all our updated communication, not just the electrical stuff. There's stuff that we as a district have implemented into our other buildings.
How are they going to feed in them 4 blocks, 4 boxes?
There will be conduit attaching from the 4 boxes, and then they'll stub up above the ceiling, and all the cabling will be run that way.
So basically going through the ceiling, down the conduit and up into the box.
Correct.
Yeah,
And the boxes in the 4, they're about 8 by 12 inches. I don't remember the exact specifications of the one we selected, but they have power, they have network, and then they have all the audio video hookups for the projector and the sound system that will be in the classroom.
and they're all already, everything will be run already to the outside of the building. So when the building gets dropped, all we do is connect outside.
Yeah, that would,
So the extra connections and everything, we were paying them to do it, so we don't have to.
yeah, it hides the external conduits or cables running down the walls as well, because there will be conduits where the cables will be run inside of the wall, so you don't have to see them.
This is something that,
And we know where we're putting the boxes according to this history of, we put the TV right here, so we want the boxes here.
Yes, they are very close to center, but they're slightly off center, so the teacher desk can be center, and then the cables can be routed right next to the teacher desk.
Make a motion to approve.
motion by Bender, seconded by Hepburn. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Consider approval application for the 2001-2002 California Department of Education District consolidated application and reporting system for credential finding of state and federal programs. Mr.
Alrighty, so this is a annual recurring thing where our district has received Title I money, Title II money, Title III money. This is just a request for board approval to continue that. Attached as backup is the reports from the spring release where they twice a year, typically July and February, the district reports out to you guys. Here's what we've done with our title money. Here's what we spent on it. I believe it was in May, the school sites did their reports on, okay, here's what we did with Title I money, all of that. So this is all just dotting I's, crossing T's, everything like that with our title programs that we have, board approval that to go ahead and apply for these funds where
Motion by Bender. Second by Hepburn. All in favor?
Aye.
All ayes. Set quarterly report, April through June, 2001, on the Williams uniform complaint under Education Code 35-186.
And we have not had any complaints.
Moore makes a motion. Second by Bender. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Approve the following list of personnel. Ms. Argus.
So we have just some transfers. We've done a lot of hiring. We've had some of our teachers that have moved from being intern to having their credentials, so that is exciting. And then we've had a few resignations, but overall we've been doing a lot of hiring.
We get a lot of applications for the teacher's position. People applying.
We still have several special education positions to fill, but we have filled all of our general education positions. Well, I take that back. We have one position that is going to open back up, so we'll have one more general position to fill up that.
Those who even heard are excited.
I think they are.
Yes. Make a motion to approve.
Motion by Bender, seconded by Hepburn. All in favor? Aye. Five ayes. Now the last, the final.
I'll make a motion.
You want it?
Motion by Moore,
I'll second that.
seconded by Hepburn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Time is
7:45.
7:45.